A lot of women don't want to submit to structure.
Women must learn to decode. Men like this are admitting the quality of women that they actually date. Men who date successful, intelligent, motivated women don't say shit like this. This is when you date city girls. This is when you try to tame a city girl. This is when you want that ... to be in the house. She's not thinking about that. She's not thinking about you. She's thinking about getting flued out. She's thinking about the last dude who paid her rent. Quality women who have goals and objectives and decide that they want to move forward in a healthy relationship do not have a problem with structure. They have a problem with contradiction. They have a problem with men that don't say what they mean and mean what they say. Structure is not an issue. Integrity is the issue.
Says, people keep talking about why do men sleep with women they don't like, and if so, why? Well, I'll explain. Men are physical creatures. They do not need to like you in order to have sex with you. Actually, sometimes we want to F you just to dominate you. Sometimes we want to F you because we actually do not like you. Yes, I said it. We want to F you because we do not like you. That annoying bee of a manager at work with a nice ass, we want to F her because she has power over us. Simple as that. We want to put her in a position where she is under us. That annoying ex-girlfriend that we like effing but hate being with, yeah, her ass is amazing. Her head is spectacular. But after we found out she slept with one of our friends, we decided to keep her around and F her just to get back at her for being a hoe. We don't like her, but we will keep fucking her. That hoe with the good pussy that our boy told us about, we don't respect her or like her, but we want to experience her, so we will fuck her. The woman who parades around on stilettos and acts like her pussy is made of celestial stardust and unattainable by any man on earth, we don't necessarily like her. She makes us feel small. But we could fuck her into submission. It would shrink her and level the playing field.
Okay, real quick. Black women are not aggressive, masculine, disrespectful, hard to deal with, any of that mess. Black women are traumatized. Yes, I said black women are traumatized. Black women are living in a society and in an environment that is predatory towards us, threatening towards us, hateful towards us, and dangerous towards us. Common signs of PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, are hypervigilance, hostility, irritability, fear, severe anxiety, anger, self-isolation, mistrust, and self-destructive behaviors. PTSD can also come with severe depression. Black women haven't changed voluntarily. Black women have changed to be able to survive in this particular climate because we're animals just like any other animal, and we evolve and adapt. If you don't like it, how about making the world safe for us?
One thing I always like to do when I talk to a man is find out how his relationship is with his mama. Because one thing I've learned is most men who trash, they do not have a good relationship with their mama. They have issues with their mama, unresolved problems with their mama. They watch their mama do some questionable things as a child, and they've never recovered from it. And from this point going forward, all women that they meet from that point are gonna pay for what their mama showed them. I promise you that. It's been proven way too many times from the men that I've met. The men who absolutely love and adore their mama, completely different type of man. But those ones who resent their mamas, oh, they absolutely are the most toxic, worst men that you could possibly run into.
Women are not providers. The purpose of feminine energy is to receive, and the purpose of masculine energy is to provide. Don't believe me? Let's look at biology. The man has a penis and the woman has a vagina. The masculine puts its energy out and the feminine receives that energy. Now, if a woman is just here to receive, How does that benefit a man? Well, whatever a woman takes in, she reproduces to create more value. You give her semen, she creates a child. You give her groceries, she creates a meal. You give her a house, she creates a home. Now in astrology, the sun represents masculine and the moon represents feminine. The moon reflects the light of the sun. This is the purpose of the union of man and woman. So don't be getting with no man that is not clear about what he provides, because there will be nothing to reflect. As a woman, it is your responsibility as the receiver to become all that you are wanting. So then you can attract the man that is willing to give it to you and attract the life that you want to live.
Neil agreed with his first baby mama that they had the perfect 2 kids, so they didn't want to have any more kids. He said he'd get a vasectomy. She got her tubes tied, but he didn't get a vasectomy. In fact, he left her, and then he moved on with Crystal, and then he had more kids with Crystal, but Crystal says he cheated the whole time, like allegedly cheated the whole relationship with prostitutes unprotected. In fact, it's alleged that he got one of the girls he got pregnant before pregnant again. And so now he has sister wives. These women are just trash ass women that decide to sleep with him. They're just happy he has more than $20 in his bank account. And so now he's in court saying that he doesn't want to pay Crystal anything, and he barely wants to take care of the kids, and he wants her to shut up and not talk about anything that goes on. Now, he didn't deny what was going on, but he did say he wanted her to shut up talking about it. Real quick question, because that's not the point of the video. Are these the husbands you guys make fun of us for not having?
But how many men are preaching to be emotionally intelligent?
We're not gonna preach no emotional intelligence to these other little dudes on the emotional level of a woman.
Yo, God, I'm so sick of those words already. Emotionally intelligent. So what? So what does that mean exactly?
So not only do we not go to therapy as men, but we don't even use Google. The ability to understand, use, and manage your own emotions in positive ways to relieve stress, communicate effectively, empathize with others, overcome challenges, and diffuse conflict. Not once did I see them say which gender it's for. Isn't that funny? I think you guys are starting to get the wrong picture about me, or possibly twist my words. I never said to act like or to be more like women. Still a dude, okay? When you don't see eye to eye with your boss, or something goes wrong, do you have screaming matches? How about your coworkers? Probably not, because we have something called HR, and you can be fired. You have to do what? Communicate effectively, right? No yelling, no screaming, and no cussing. But you're quick to doing it to your girlfriend or your wife, right? But your boss and your coworkers who you don't know outside of work really, do you place them at higher value than your girl and your wife? Or is it because you're actually scared of getting fired? Did you know that yelling, raising your voice, falls under the category of abuse? When someone is yelled at, it can feel like they are being assaulted. Raising your voice is a form of verbal abuse. Psychology Today. Have I thrown the book at you enough? So when you specifically say this is a man thing, you're also advocating for verbal abuse. No, really, you guys seriously looked at TikTok, saw an argument that you weren't even involved in, got your grown selves in the car and said, you know what? I don't like what this guy said. Something in your spirit just knew I was probably hitting a nerve there. And it wasn't even about you. You don't even know me. Which is great, because maybe you do secretly need to learn, and your spirit's trying to tell you something. Otherwise, why would you get upset if you don't believe me?
Why would I make this little dude get on the emotional level of a woman?
And it's older men like you that are one of the major reasons for the downfall of the male community. Men in 2019 accounted for nearly 80% of the people that took their own lives. In the American Journal of Preventive Medicine, 60% of those victims had no documented mental health condition. No therapy, no counseling, no nothing. Most of them not only tested positive for alcohol, they had firearms. It was 10 years old and up. Relationship problems and arguments contributed. And lastly, this fella.
I've been with my woman for 15 years. We have those discussions, and we also have yell matches. You will be screaming at each other in certain points in time.
You and the lady that you're with both are verbally abusive towards each other. Ever come to mind that you're still together for so long because no one else will put up with you?
It almost sounds like you think you're entitled to women's bodies, and you're entitled to sex. The fact that so many men are apparently frustrated and feel like they're entitled is actually dangerous for women. This is why the number of essays are so high. You actually sound like you're borderline close to becoming a rapist yourself. This is why I say that instead of focusing so much time and energy on the internet hating women, maybe you guys should really start lobbying to make sex work legal. Then instead of having to worry about paying for dates and not getting sex, you can just pay for what it is you really want. You don't want the company or interest of a woman. You want sex.
Gentlemen, go get a sex worker. Don't look at me like that. Let me finish. You go out on a date, you spend all this money, and at the end of the night, for whatever reason, she want to go home. Maybe you're a creep. Not you. Not you. I'm sure you're not a creep. I'm sure you're a great guy. But for whatever reason, she does not want to sleep with you, right? Go hire a sex worker. If you go out on dates and the woman does not want to get with you later on at the end of the night, and then you feel mad and played, well then, just go get a sex worker. They will fuck you for money. That's what they do. It ain't even offensive. It's just, that's what they do. The problem is you are going out with women who are not sex workers and you're expecting sex afterwards as if they were a sex worker. Women don't have to fuck you just because you pay for a date, bro. They don't. They really don't. Just get a sex worker. It'll be much easier for you. Like, much easier for you. It's a win-win situation. Y'all are both using each other for something. It's a transactional relationship. That's 100% better than getting with a woman that's not a sex worker and then treating her like one. Hey, just my advice.
Dudes is always talking about gotta hold black women accountable for this, gotta hold black women responsible for that. What exactly are we holding them responsible for? Picking better men? Well, a lot of us lie about who we are and what we are and what we're about. And so we start the reception out practicing deception. So how you gonna blame the woman for the man who knows he ain't shit? You know he ain't shit. You didn't do anything to hold him accountable or responsible for him being ain't shit. You didn't tell the chick about him, so what responsibility and accountability are we holding them to?
Can't blame our sisters anymore. They're waiting for us to evolve. We've been stuck, not evolving, abusing them for the last some thousand years. Our sisters, our mothers, need us to be real men. And what I mean by that is they need us to be the fully evolved man and to do the work. What do I mean by do the work? Do the inner work. Go internal. Move from here to here. Being a heart-centered man. What does that mean? Ask. Get support. You have no excuse. You have no excuse to be still stuck in the material world when everybody and everything is giving you signs to go internal, to figure out who you truly are, to learn how to express yourself, to learn how to get in touch with your emotions, to get in touch with your true passions, your true desires, to get in touch with healing your trauma, your pain, all of the things that have been holding you back, all the things that you've been ignoring for your entire life, all the lies that you've been told as a man, all the things that you cannot do, you should not say, you should not be, all the ways that you think that you're a puss, a wuss, a girl, a this, that, the other. Oh, that's not what a man does. It's all lies. It's time to reinvent yourself and evolve as a man, because women, they are leaving the old human man behind, and it's time for you to become a divine man of a higher power. Whatever you believe in, I don't care, whatever you believe in, something that will pull you into more than being just the human man that you are, because you are divine, brother, and it's time for you to know how to invest in yourself, to be more than because you can't blame her. You can't blame her. They need you and us to be steady every single day like the sunshine. A woman's allowed to do what she's going to do. I'm not saying be abused by a woman like that, but she's going to wax and wane and she's going to ebb and flow. But they need to know that they can count on us to be the sunshine, to be steady, that we can be counted on, that our spiritual is connected, that our mental is disciplined, that our emotions are a healthy emotional world happening, and then of course the physical, so that we're stable. We need to be financially stable. We have to have all of our eggs in order, but it starts with tapping in and doing the work. So no more blaming them. That's just an excuse. That's what boys do. We don't do that. We don't blame women and point the finger at her. We accept responsibility for